people. Hey guys, it's Jess, and while I was brainstorming video ideas, I thought that it would be interesting if I talked about my former job because I used to work at this lovely place called Magic Mountain, which is a family fun center, or basically just a glorified arcade. And during my year and a half of working at Magic Mountain, I had a lot of strange experiences, and what better thing to do with all those experiences than make a list of some of them and share them with the internet. So part of my job at Magic Mountain was being a party host, which is basically where I just served pizza and cake and then made sure that all the kids were happy for about an hour. So a lot of my memories from Magic Mountain have to do with working different birthday parties. One that sticks out in particular was when I worked a birthday party and the birthday kid was about 20 to 30 minutes late. The birthday kid's dad was there and a couple of the other kids were there, but the birthday child was not there, and the dad was so mad because his ex-wife was supposed to bring the birthday child to the party and they were like 20 to 30 minutes late. So I went to go get my manager because I didn't really know how to host a birthday party that did not have a birthday child. My manager and I were halfway up the stairs and we could just hear people screaming at each other, and we got back up to the party room and the mom was there with the child, and her and the birthday dad were screaming at each other and cursing, and lots of bad things were happening, and I did not know how to handle that situation, but luckily my manager was there. So I didn't really end up working that birthday party, I just kind of watched two adults fight. And then there was another party where there were about probably 20 kids, and they were being so rowdy and running and screaming, and they were at the room that was right at the top of the stairs. And the party mom got so sassy with me, saying that she was going to sue if her children fell down the stairs. I'm sorry, ma'am. Why don't you control your children and have them sit down? I got yelled at a lot by middle-aged women at that job, though. There was another party that I was working where everything was going so smoothly. All the adults were complimenting me and saying that I was doing so well. And then all of a sudden, towards the end of the party, right after I cut the cake, I went to go get the goodie bags. The party mom came out after I'd been gone for literally 20 seconds trying to get their goodie bags and yelled at me and said that she didn't think I had my stuff together. It's not my fault your children inhaled their cake within 0.2 seconds and aren't patient enough to wait another 30 seconds to get their goodie bags. But parties were not the only time that middle-aged women yelled at me. There was one time when I was working in the kids' gym, and this woman came up to me and was yelling at me because her son couldn't find his shoes. She's like accusing me of watching someone steal her son's shoes. There are signs everywhere that say, "We are not responsible for lost or stolen articles," and she was screaming at me because she thought that I would somehow know which pair of shoes were her son's out of 200 different kids that were there, and would be able to tell if someone stole his shoes. And she was screaming at me like I was supposed to do something. So I literally just pointed at the sign and was like, "That sign says we're not responsible for stuff." And then she got really angry and left. Not my problem. While we're on the topic of parents were always so annoying when it came to working the prize counter. If I had $1 for every time a parent came up and asked how much it was to buy something behind the prize counter, I probably would be able to pay for my college tuition in cash. Also, parents would just complain about their financial stupidity by saying, "Oh, $40 for a piece of Laffy Taffy? That's not my fault you wasted that money." But kids were just as annoying as parents of the prize counter. I once had this little girl who took 45 minutes to pick out a prize because she literally had to pick out every single combination she could possibly get and then put it back, and then pick out a different combination, and then put it back, and then pick out a different one and put it back. And I was about to just throw something at her and say, "Take this and go." The most awkward part about running the prize counter, though, would be when toddlers would just run behind it, and I don't know what to do in that situation. I'm not going to pick up someone's child. And so then you just like stare at this child and they stare back at you until their parent rushes over and is like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I'm like, "Yes, get your rat out of the way." And speaking of children running places that they shouldn't be, I'd be working kids gym and I'd like open the gate to let someone in or out, and a little toddler would just take off. And once again, I'm not going to go pick up someone's child, and I'd be getting so many judgmental looks from all the parents sitting inside of the kids gym for letting this toddler just run off, when it's not my problem that this toddler was unsupervised by their parent. Magic Mountain is not a babysitting service. That's also like when parents would drop their children off at the kids gym and then ask me to watch them, when I'm like, there's literally 50 kids in here. How am I supposed to watch your child to make sure they don't leave? There was this one time though that this child literally peed all over the entire kids gym, like up the little rope ladder and like down the tunnels, and oh my goodness, it was so funny to me because I didn't have to clean it up and I got to watch someone else clean it up, and I was really amused by that. But that also just reiterates the fact that kids gyms are dirty, disgusting places that you should not let your children play in. So those are just some of the stories that I have from my time working at Magic Mountain. If you enjoyed the stories or if you feel any sympathy for me whatsoever, make sure you go ahead and give the video a thumbs up and also subscribe if you have not already. Thanks for watching and stay gold.